Wow, I better hurry up and start this video. The mailman just stopped by and gave me some interesting options for my current life. One is I can go to Lucille's and get a free complimentary gourmet meal if I listen to someone talk about my retirement strategies. Or I can field test a new hearing device. And if that doesn't work, this company, Trident Society, is wanting me to consider cremation. I think I better start doing some woodworking. In this short video, I'm going to try to demonstrate how I can attach a piece of wood to my lathe using a wood thread tapper that I got from the Wood Whisperer, and another tap that I'll show you in a moment. So let's get started. I want to find the center of this block, and after I find the center of the block, I'm going to drill a hole, a 9/32 inch hole, into the center of this before I tap it. That was kind of a fake drilling because I already had drilled the hole, but I wanted to show you that 9/32 hole going into the center of the block. Now let's go and thread this block. You can see here I have my 3/8 by 16 wood tap, and I'm going to go ahead and place it into this walnut hole that I just drilled. I should say that this tap works very well with really dense hardwoods. If you use a bigger pilot hole, this smaller pilot hole works well on softer hardwoods like walnut and oak. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through and pull it out. And in here I can get a good enough thread tap for what I'm looking for. I don't know if you can see that in there. I'll give you a little look in the hole. In the background here you can see that I'm also using these threads for beer tap handles. And you can see this assortment that I put together. I used to use the brass inserts, but I'm finding it's working really well to tap into especially hardwoods. Like this one here is Babinga, and this is another Babinga example, and the threads are really nice in those woods. So you can see that this works really well for beer tap handles too. So I'm going to go ahead and show you our next move. The next thing I'm going to show you is how I made this jig. I actually took 4 little squares, about 3.5 inch squares of wood, 1, 2, 3, 4, glued them together in a stack, found the exact center, and drilled a hole right through that center. After I drilled that hole, I chucked this up on my lathe, and I used this tapping bit that I got from the Beal company. I can show you the information right here. This is lathe spindle tap, and it's by the Beal Tool Company in Newark, Ohio. They give you instructions, and then I took that tap and tapped a thread that fits perfectly on my lathe. After tapping that, I placed in that hole a 3/8 inch bolt and popped it out on this side. Now some of you are catching on to what I'm doing here. Now I can take this jig anytime I want to use it, and I find I'm using it an awful lot lately because it really is convenient. I just leave this on my lathe, and then I can go to that wooden block I put that 3/8 inch thread into, and I can thread this right on to my lathe, nice and tight, And I can go ahead and bring tailstock over and tighten that into place. And then in a few moments, I'm ready to turn something. Here I'm going to turn a small little goblet. And when I get done, I will end up with a goblet that will look a lot like this on there. And then I can just cut it off above the bolt and I'm good to go. So you can see I'm using this for making both tap handles. And the nice thing about using this jig for making tap handles is when I'm done, I can just unscrew the tap handle from that 3/8" thread by 16, and it has the exact threads I'm going to need to screw it down into a beer tap. So it's all done right after you're finished on the lathe. I hope some of these things will give you ideas so you can use them yourself. Have a good day. Bye-bye.